Welcome to episode 7 of Pera's Playbook. Today I'm joined by Mya Georgiadis of the Vanderbilt women's track team. Thanks for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's pretty warm in this room. I only have air conditioning in my living room area, so this room gets pretty toasty. So I'm quite warm right now. I figured a good place to start, just kind of like a basic open question of why do you like track? How did you get into track?
So I actually started running track in the 8th grade. I started playing sports because my mom actually worked from a 9 to 9. So it's easier for her to pick us up later from school. So I would play like basketball, volleyball, soccer, and I would run like cross country and track. And I just ended up being really good at track. So I just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. So, and you're from downstate Michigan, right?
Yeah, I'm actually from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Houghton, way up in the UP. So,
Oh, that's dope. I've never been to the UP before.
it's pretty sweet. You should try it out someday. It's, way different than downstate in the sense that there's way less people.
Yeah.
But and we have separate championships for a lot of things like track.
Yeah.
And we do the same football and basketball and volleyball, but track and swimming and a few of those were separated. So yeah, just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's because you guys are always on your tracks a lot sooner than we are with all the snow. And you get a little bit of a head start, which probably part of it. It also would probably just be a mess. It'd be adding extra, hundreds of kids to the equation, like the meets, and it would make it more of a headache. So that's probably why. But you were the D1 runner up for 300 hurdles in Michigan, and you went to the New Balance High School Nationals, the Nike Indoor Nationals, and you had All-American honors. So I don't know where you want to start with all that stuff from high school, but wherever the best place is to start to kind of talk about some of that.
Okay, so I started high school my freshman year, my sophomore year. I was a 400-meter runner, 4.2. I would kind of play around with the 8. But my junior year, I feel was my kind of breakthrough year. I ran 400 hurdles, and I ran at a minute flat at junior Olympics. So that's kind of what kind of put me on the spot in my recruitment process. And I also did the multis my junior year. So then going into my junior year of high school, I ran the 300 hurdles and I did so bad. It was horrible. And I also did the 100 hurdles. And then coming back my senior year, I was I have to redeem myself because I really wanted to go D1. And going into my senior year, I had 0 schools recruiting me. I would get small schools, but I knew I wanted to go D1. So then my senior year, I just worked so hard, indoor, outdoor, and I just started progressing. Went from running 44 in the 300 hurdles to running a 42 low, which was part of the top contesters in the country. And in Michigan, we don't do 400 hurdles in high school. So then going into outdoor season, at New Balance Nationals, and Nike, I was running 400 hurdles and I was a top contestant in the country there. And that's really where my recruitment took off. Because I was a prior multi, which is a heptathlete, 7 events. And then I was a 400 hurdler. My recruitment was really big. So I was being recruited by Michigan, Ohio State, UCLA, UNC, Vandy, South Florida, a whole bunch of schools. It just took off.
So was it hard to do the 400 hurdles when Michigan, in high school, has only 300 hurdles? Was it a hard adjustment to make?
Oh yeah, so my coach, Coach Candace Price, she was the head coach at Huron, is now at Belleville. She was so intense when it came to my hurdle training. So she definitely prepared me for 400 hurdles. But I will say, going from high school and only running 300 hurdles to then going to college and consistently only running 400 hurdles, it's definitely been an adjustment, especially with my training as well. But I think my coach prepared me really well for that.
Do you know if other high schools in the country, other states, they do 400 hurdles in high school, or is like Michigan just kind of like on its own doing 300 hurdles?
No, so actually, the way that it works is all high schools, uh, to my knowledge, across the country only do like 300 hurdles at like their state meets. But because I started like hurdling only my junior year, because 400 hurdles and when you do like AAU and like New Balance Nationals, Nike Nationals, all these like really big meets outside of high school, they have 400 hurdles. So I just feel like with my repetitions, like my junior year and my going into my senior, I only had like 4 reps of like 400 hurdle races, which now like I'm in college, all I run is 400 hurdles outdoor. Like that's my race. So it's like going from 4 races to now like 5 races under my belt at a collegiate level. It's definitely been an experience.
It's pretty grueling races to run, the 300,
Yeah.
400 hurdles. I did the 300 hurdles senior of high school. I really enjoyed them. I
Hmm.
liked doing it, but it's a tough race and it's hard to
It really is.
practice and but it's a fun race. I mean, it's an impressive race when people have success at it, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not you call it easy. I'd be kind of jealous, like the sprinters, they're just doing like 100s and 200s, and
Right.
here I am doing like 8 300 hurdles in a row, and
Yeah.
you know, it's tough. So you said your recruiting kind of started off slow and then it really took off. Was it hard for you to narrow down, choosing Vandy? I mean, you listed some pretty major schools that have fantastic track programs.
Yeah. It was very hard. The recruiting process, I would describe it as like dating, like speed dating. That's like the easiest way. Like when a lot of college and like little high school athletes, when they'll DM me asking about like advice for like recruiting process and like getting recruited and why I picked Vandy, my biggest like piece of advice that I give them is like literally treat it like you're speed dating, which whatever school like is talking to you the longest, whatever school is applying the most pressure, but also to like visiting these schools now. Like I was only able to take 5 official visits. Now it's like unlimited, and I think that's the best thing for athletes because you should never limit yourself to visiting schools. I know for myself, the only reason like I was able to go to like Nashville, Tennessee, or like Florida and like UNC, all these different places was because of track. I couldn't just catch a flight and just go to Nashville for fun. So I think track exposed me to like traveling, but it also exposed me to like the types of different coaches that you'll encounter within the recruiting process, like and how to pick the right one. For me, I chose Vandy not only for Coach JB, who's my coach right now, but because they have meal plans. All the other schools like Michigan, Ohio State, UCLA, UNC, none of those schools had meal plans, and that to me is like most important. I think coming from like a single parent household where you're not going to get like all these luscious meals on a daily basis, it's really food is extremely important to me. And Vanderbilt literally had like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like we have 12 different like dining halls to choose from. You have like Skype and money, and we're like in a big major city, so you can just walk up the street and like go get some food. So I know I have best friends at like Michigan, Ohio State. They're like, dang, like we have to like go eat like Wendy's and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that in college. Like I'm
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah, no, that's a huge factor that I wouldn't just think of right off the top of my head as like being an important,
Yeah.
piece to recruiting. Um, but I think that speed dating analogy is a good way to look at it, especially if you got a later start too. Like you're really speed dating then trying to make your decision
Yeah.
all in 1 year basically. It's hard enough when some people, they get recruited for like 3 or 4 years and they can't make their decision. So narrowing it
Mhm.
down obviously is difficult. Um, and did it being south have anything to do with it? Like warmer climate than Michigan? Did that have
Yes.
anything to do with it?
So weirdly enough, like I had never been to like to Tennessee. I've driven through it when we drive to Florida for like family vacations, but I think when I've been to like New Balance Indoor Nationals, I've always loved like the city of New York, like just the city vibe. You don't really get that in Ann Arbor. It's a college town, but then coming from Ann Arbor to Nashville has just been like a complete. It gets so hot. So like right now it's 90 degrees. I know it's hot in Michigan right now, but normally like when it comes to training, like we don't go outdoors to start running until like late March, if that. But the fact that I can train here like year round, and we go indoor when it's like 60 or like 50 degrees because it's considered cold. But I'm like, this is good weather. Like this is
Yeah,
really good weather.
that's prime running
Um,
weather.
that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it's perfect. I'm living real nice, but definitely the warm weather, it definitely helped. I didn't know that it would be this warm this early on, but it definitely helps.
Yeah, it's warm in Michigan right now, but that's not usual for it to be
Not
this warm.
normal.
No,
Yeah.
like it was 95 a couple days this week in the UP, and
Hmm.
that is like that doesn't happen till July usually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think prime running weather is like 60 degrees. That's kind of crazy that they go like want to go inside when it hits 60. If you grow up in like that warm weather, 60 feels pretty cold. Like I guess it's just
Right.
all from where you come from. It's I know my
Yeah. It's really
grandparents,
interesting.
they winter in Arizona, and all the old people out there will like put out their winter jackets and stuff like when it gets to 60, and like this is pretty nice. It's 30 in
Yeah.
Michigan right now. So, as a first year at Vanderbilt, you already had quite a bit of success. You're eighth all time on the 400 hurdles list. You're 10th all time with a 4x4 relay, and you were an NCAA East regional qualifier. Did you have big goals coming in for this first year? Did you like expect a lot from yourself? Or you kind of like, it's college track? I know it's pretty intense. I just want
Yeah.
to see what happens.
Honestly, so I came in thinking like, oh, I'm gonna like PR, I'm gonna run faster than I was running in high school. But no, I didn't realize like the whole like freshman 15 thing. I'd never lifted weights before, like Olympic weights that I'm doing now. So definitely my indoor season, I think I was really discouraged coming into outdoor just because I came to college, I was like 130, and then like halfway through indoor, I was literally like 157. Um, and then I was just like, I wasn't running as fast as I was before. I had put on like a lot of muscle. I was just kind of like, my body was kind of like all over the place. I had to get on like a diet. These are all things I never had to do before, but also I feel like they don't talk enough about it. Um, so then going into my outdoor season, I was like, I have to like PR. Like, there's no way that I'm not gonna PR this season. So I lost all my weight, but I kept all my muscle. So I was much stronger of an athlete than I was the previous season. And then the more races and the more I started to put together the 400 hurdles, just the more confidence I built. So then my first opener was in the Bahamas. We had a meet in the Bahamas for spring break, and I had broken a minute. And I feel like after that, I was like, oh, the sky's the limit. And from there, my times just kept going down and down and down. I honestly didn't think I was gonna make it to regionals. But I started journaling in February, and I was just like Eric Thomas. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's like a motivational speaker from Detroit actually. And he was talking about like changing your mindset. And so I would just journal. I was just like, I can, I will, I can, I will. And from changing my mindset, I just feel like I've just excelled so much as an athlete. And it's just gotten me to such a far. My season has never been this long before. Like I'm kind of ready for it to be done. But definitely coming into the season, this was like my get back season. But next season, I'm like, this is really going to be my get back season because I'm putting everything together.
It's good that you mentioned the like mindset, because I think the mental side of athletics is so important, and we're finally talking about it, but for so many years it was just like never mentioned, not
Yeah.
discussed. And now it's a lot, it's out. I know most um teams have like mental training days, and they do different things to really focus on the brain, like once a week. My fiance ran Division 2 track up in the UP, and every Tuesday evening the team had mental training, like to focus on the mental side of things. And if your mindset's not right, you're not going to run as
Right.
fast as you're capable of, as you want to. So you can train your muscles and run all you want, but if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right. I agree
That's a
completely.
huge factor that I feel like some people overlook too, especially with track. I was saying this in the last episode with my other Division 1 track athlete on. Like, I was at a high school track meet talking to a guy, and he said, I didn't realize like how intense track is, and like how track is like any other sport, and you can have a bad day and you can have like a bad race. He said, I just never thought about it that way. I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously you can have a bad race. Like track athletes are athletes too, and they're better athletes than some others in certain respects. So it's just kind of crazy how some people don't understand track
Mhm.
necessarily. Um, because I love track. I think it's fun to watch. I don't really understand the people who think it's boring. Like track meets are
Yeah.
so much fun to be at, especially when you're on a team, you're at a track meet, watching
Yeah.
all these incredible athletes when the Olympics roll around, or just they have like different world championships or meets throughout the year on TV and stuff. It's I don't know, it's a lot of fun to watch.
I agree. It's very
What
fun.
is your favorite event to watch? Like if you're at a meet and you're not competing, you're just kind of hanging out, what do you like to watch?
Definitely, I think it's a tie between the 100 hurdles and the 400 hurdles because I love, like, although I love running the 400 hurdles, I love watching it.
The 100 hurdles is so impressive when you get to a high level.
Yeah.
Like people like you see those videos, somebody's head, it stays perfectly level as they glide over the
Yeah.
hurdles. No movement. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Um, and the speed too. It's just crazy. And
Yeah.
being in the SEC, I'm sure you see a lot of just
Woo.
phenomenal runners, fast
Yeah.
runners, just crazy. A little bit different than like coming from Michigan. I mean, there's talented athletes in Michigan, but it's a different
Not
beast
like
when
the
you,
SEC.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
I
different beast. And it's like that with all sports. See, people talk about the SEC just kind of being above, and
mm,
maybe it's because we're all stuck in the north and we got to like stay inside for half of the year, and people down
yeah.
south, they get recruited, they got like a whole year of outdoor sports. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So give us like a day in the life of a D1 athlete, like in season. What do you
Ooh.
guys do?
Okay, so in season, my schedule, the way it's kind of set up is all my classes are in the morning because I have the whole afternoon and evenings designated to track. So I'd probably wake up around 8, go to 3 or 4 classes throughout the week. And then I'm always done by like 12 o'clock or like 12:30. I go to McGugin, which is like our dining hall, but also it's where like our study hall is where our trainers are, and it's where like the all athletics are at Vanderbilt. So I'll go eat lunch, and then I'll go to the trainer for about like 30 minutes to an hour. Then I go to practice, come back from practice. Majority of the time we have weights after, so it's like a 2 a day every day. And then from weights, go back to the trainer, and then I'm either doing homework, I'm in a tutor, and then I'm eating dinner and going home. That's like my day every day on repeat.
That sounds like a lot chalked in
It's
there.
very draining. There's sometimes when I know it was last Tuesday, I was at the track. I got there at 3 o'clock to go to the trainer for 30 minutes, and I had track practice, I had weights, and then after doing my recovery, it was 8 o'clock, and I had been there from 3 to 8.
And your day is just gone, and like that you have to go to bed and start all over again.
Yeah.
So, what about meet days? I mean, I know at the Division 2 level, a lot of the meets there's a lot of multi-day meets. Some meets aren't multi-days, and most of your meets multi-day meets, just because I mean, at Division 1 level, most of the teams they're pretty large. And there's a lot
Yeah.
of people competing in all these events.
Yeah. So, yeah, our days are normally multi. We normally, if we've always fly, I don't know if it's just a Vandy thing, or I know I have a friend that she's like, they drive all the time, like they'll get buses. Majority of the time we're flying. So we will fly out either on like a Thursday majority of the time, and then we do like a shakeout, and then the meet probably starts like Friday, Saturday, and then we're flying back Sunday. But it honestly depends. I know for regionals, it was weird. Like it was like we flew out earlier in the week, so we got there Monday, and the meet didn't start till Wednesday, but it went um like boys on Wednesday, girls on Thursday. And then and that's like prelim races. And then and a lot of the distance races run at nighttime. So like some girls on our team run like 10 o'clock. And then it would be Friday, Saturday. So like boy, girl again, which I thought was kind of cool because you have a day where you're like, oh, I want to like do like the men's races. So it gives the women a chance to watch the men, also men and women to watch the women, which I thought was kind of cool.
I would not like running at like 10 o'clock at night. You've got all day to
Oh,
think about like everything that could
right.
happen and like, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like you want to just like race and then get it over with, and then you're
Oh
like
no.
done and you can feel good about it. But like 10 o'clock at night, whew, that would be a lot, having to just wait around all day knowing that you're the last event at like 10
Yeah.
o'clock at night. So
Yeah.
do you
Running
have
at night.
no, go
Sorry, what'd you
ahead.
say? It's
No, no,
it's
no,
going
go.
in.
Yeah,
Hello.
froze up. Yeah, I can still hear you. You froze up a few times, but I can still hear you. So,
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
okay. What were you
Okay. Yeah.
saying before it like
Which I was
yeah.
just gonna say I really like running at nighttime. Um, I ran the 400 hurdles at regionals. It was like, I think it was at like 8 or like 7, but with the sun setting and stuff, and it's cooler. Like I
Okay.
enjoy running at
Yeah.
night.
I could see that. I just feel like I'd struggle with the mental, like waking up in the morning and like thinking about it all day long. That's what I was.
Oh yeah,
Do you have a summer training program like for this summer in your off season?
yeah. So this summer I'm staying at Vanderbilt all summer, which is kind of a lot of people are like, you're not going to Michigan, you're not going home. I'm like, no, unfortunately. So I'm staying here all um May, June, July through August. Um, I'm going to U20s, which is the first week of July. So I'm training all through July. Then we're traveling the first week of July, and U20s is in Oregon. And I'm like a dual international athlete. I'm half Greek, so I'm going to Greece literally right after U20s through July 11th through the 25th to get my dual citizenship so that I can run for Team Greece next summer. And then I'm just going to come back to Nashville and just train for the rest of the summer.
That's pretty cool. I saw the little Greek flag in your Instagram
Yeah.
bio, so I assumed, but it's kind of cool that you're gonna get your dual citizenship so then you can compete with
Yeah.
Team Greece. So it's gonna be pretty hot training if you're gonna be in Nashville all summer. A little bit of an
It's already
adjustment
hot
from
right now.
Michigan.
Yes, I see. Like I was experiencing, it was kind of going into like fall training when it started like to really get hot in Nashville. Like a heat wave. I would never experience like a heat wave like I did. Like it would be like 60s ish consistent, and then it went from like 60s to like just straight 90s for like a week, and then back to 60s again. So we are
Yeah.
experiencing that right now, which is, I mean, it's fun to get to the pool, but like it's definitely adjustment.
Yeah. Hope you have air conditioning.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah. It'd be kind of tough living without it. Now if we like transition to some non-track stuff, what's your favorite season of the year?
I love autumn.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to do during that season?
Literally just journal outside. I love autumn.
Just sitting outside with the leaves and the
Yeah.
wind blowing on a nice cool, but it's not like too cold and it's kind of crisp out and the sun is shining
Yeah.
and you're just yeah, fall is the best season because you get that like in early September where it's still kind of warm and you can still like go to the beach and swim and stuff. Then by like the end of
Right.
the month, it starts cooling off and it's like the
Yeah.
ultimate season.
Right.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food. I love seafood boils. Those are like my
Mhm.
favorite. They're really expensive, but they're my favorite.
Can you get that anywhere in your 12 dining halls?
Unfortunately, no, but we've had it. Like, we've had like seafood style boil. Like we've had like crab legs and stuff in the dining hall, which is I'm just like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that seems like pretty good for a dining hall to have like crab legs. I
Yeah.
feel like most dining halls you just have like burgers and pizza and like pasta and like on repeat. And
I will say the Vanderbilt, so it's called Hendrix. It's like a dining hall just for athletes at Vanderbilt. They feed their athletes so good. Like the food is fantastic.
so do all the athletes just kind of chill out together, like from different teams when they're eating, or do
Oh
people just kind of
yeah.
like stick to their team and not mingle?
I definitely would say in the beginning, like it's kind of like, oh, you're with your team, but I'm friends with like the football team, soccer team, the tennis team, the golfers. Like you always, because I don't know, it's kind of weird at Vanderbilt. Like McGugin is where all the athletes always are. So it's like you're always seeing these people, whether like you have the same tour as this person or you guys are in the train at the same time. Like it's kind of hard to not mingle with other
Yeah,
teams.
well, it's kind of cool to mingle with people from other teams and make friends
Yeah.
with non-track people.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question. And some people the answer could go either way because everyone loves their phones. But if somebody offered you like $100,000, but you couldn't have your phone for an entire year, would you take the money, or would you just like, I gotta have my phone? I can't go without it.
$100,000 to like not.
Not have your phone at all.
So how
No
would I contact
Snapchat.
people?
Okay, you could use like a landline. Like if you needed to call
Oh, so
somebody,
it's
you
just
could
like
use like
social
a land.
media.
Yeah, no cell phone, no social media, no.
Oh, I would take the cash.
I feel like there's some people
I'm
who
not a
wouldn't.
big. I'm not a big. I think I have a big. I have a big social media presence, but I think that I can very much like get off TikTok. I can very much not post on Instagram. I can very much not be on Snapchat. Like that does not faze me. That's nothing.
Phases
I'd
a
take
lot
the
of
cash for
people.
sure.
Yeah,
It
I
really
think there's.
does.
I mean,
No, I'll agree.
there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't take it unless it was like 1 million or like 10 million or like some like crazy number. Then they could
100K?
like
That's a
handle it.
lot.
No, yeah, that'd do quite nice. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, as long as you could like talk to people on the phone. It's okay. What if you like, okay, the like no landline, you just like your only way of communication is writing people letters or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't
Then could
know.
you
I don't
do
know.
it?
See, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't feel like I wouldn't do it then because I have
You
so
still have
many,
your like laptop. You could email people,
but I
but
can't
you don't have a
text.
phone. You can't text, you can't call anyone for a year,
You
but
can't
you're gonna get a.
FaceTime. You can't Skype. You can't Zoom. Then
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
that would
See,
just make me lonely.
now we're like getting really into the details.
Yeah,
I,
because this matters. Because like I don't want to be lonely, but also I feel
but
like the money would have to be like,
if you're on your team, you're like seeing people every day.
but
But
like
when you
my
get
family.
home, yeah, you could write them letters, throw a picture in there, and they could throw
No.
one back.
If it was
$1
like
million.
$1 million, oh, I'd be like, bye, mom. Like, I will write you a letter.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like $1 million, it'd be like, yeah, stick me on a desert island with nothing, no temptation, and then pick me up when the
Yeah,
year is over, and I'll take that $1 million because
yeah,
life after that $1 million is going to be so much better than it was if you had your phone. Like you can buy a
I
much
agree.
nicer phone. What about if you could go anywhere in the world, travel anywhere, all paid for free for like a week or two, any vacation you wanted? Where would you go?
To Greece, to Mykonos.
Greece. Have you been to
Yeah.
Greece before?
No, so this is my first time going in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have like a itinerary set up? You going all over the place, or you just kind of stick into
Actually,
one?
yes. So I have 3 to 4 days in Athens, and then from Athens, I'm going to 2 islands. Look at their names. And then I'm going to Mykonos, and then I'm going back to Athens for a couple days.
I think it was the last episode when I had Allie Rutledge from Colorado track on. I swear she said the same. She was like anywhere in the world she could travel. I think she said Greece.
Really?
It's either that or it was somebody on my hockey podcast. I can't remember. I get my podcast mixed up once in a while when I ask somebody, but somebody on one of my podcasts said Greece like within the last week. So
I love Greece. Like although I've never been, the things that I've heard like from all my family members, my cousins in Greece, like it's just a whole new world.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like on the top of my list, but I think it'd be cool to go there someday. I mean, honestly, I'd like to go to every
Cool,
country in Europe.
someday.
I've got a lot of the
Where
other
would
lot
you
of
go?
other what? Where would I go?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too hard to pick. Probably Italy.
Italy over Greece?
Yeah,
Why? What's there to do in Italy that you can't do in Greece?
pasta,
There's pasta in Greece.
but it's not Italian. Like original Italian pasta, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Go to Rome, Venice.
You can go to Olympia in Greece.
I don't know. I lean towards Italy. I could list like I want to go like the whole like Scandinavian, like Norway, Sweden, Finland, do like a tour
Yeah,
up there. That'd be fun.
that would be
Denmark,
fun.
I don't know, Switzerland. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's too many. France. I mean, honestly, any country in Europe, I think would be kind of sweet to go to. I've
Yeah.
been to Europe, but I was in high school, so I want to go back. Like,
Where
everything's
did you
different when
go?
you grow up. I went to
Where'd you-
Ireland, and then we just went through Wales and then England.
That's
So
fun.
yeah, we had a travel club in our high school, and they like every
Don't
2 years you could join and like fundraise and then go on this trip, and it was a lot of fun. I'd love to go back to Ireland. It's gorgeous. It is a
Yeah.
beautiful like, and this like big cities like Dublin, it's big, but it's not like London. Like London is like 8 million people, and it's like dirty and busy, and
Uh,
Dublin's like 1 million people. So it's like still big. It's still got that city vibe, but it's different. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, if I never went to London again in my life, then whatever. Like I didn't even think it was that great. I thought everywhere else was much better. London's
Was.
overrated, if you ask me. Surprised some people who would fight me on that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge city guy. Like,
Really?
you know,
And you would not like it here. You
like
would.
I've
Maybe
been to
you would.
Chicago, you know, how more I don't know 4 times or whatever, and I like going to Chicago. It's fun,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. Like I don't really have a desire to go to New York City. I like
But you've never been.
no, I haven't, but I don't know. I just
Honestly, if it wasn't for track, I don't think I'd ever would have like gone to New York. But I feel like going there because New York is dirty. Like on the subways, like that's the first time I saw like rats and stuff, and like it smelled like pee. But like I feel like you have to
so
experience that to see what you like.
you're trying to convince me to go to New York, and you said it's
Well,
dirty. I see
it's
rats, and it
definitely
smells like pee.
it's definitely dirty, but I feel like it's an experience. Like with like
London was
going to
dirty.
New York.
The
Vander,
tube,
I was like,
that's like their subway. It's like probably just like the New York subway. It's filthy. It's
I would
gross.
describe Nashville as like a clean New York.
I'd like to go to Nashville someday. I've been to
It's
Tennessee, but I've
basically,
been to like Gatlinburg
oh
and like
yeah,
Dollywood and like the mountains and all that jazz. So I'd like to go to Nashville, country
yeah.
music, and I don't
It's
know.
very clean. There's live
Go
music
to
everywhere. Like I'm not used to the whole live music scene. It's literally live music in Taco Bell. Like it's everywhere.
the nightlife's got to be pretty fun.
Um, yeah, if you're 21, if you're 21 and up,
Yeah,
it's like
right.
you can go.
Well, you know,
Broadway's
you,
fun.
the music's got to be cool. Like I don't know.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
yeah. So when you're 21, the nightlife will be fun. There we go. I'll put
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a huge desire for cities.
I
Like
love
major
city.
cities. Like I'd go back to Florida and like go to Orlando and hit up Universal or whatever again. Like the Universal is when I went there, like I've done Disney multiple times, like all of Disney. But when I was a kid and I went to Universal, I didn't like roller coasters yet. So I like totally skipped out on whatever they've got,
Mhm.
like a whole park. And I just went to like the like easy stuff. But now I like roller coasters, so gotta go back. But like Orlando, I don't really think of Orlando as like a big city. Like I know it is,
Like
but it's a different
I would
vibe
say like
than
Miami, Florida is like a big city.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like big cities.
That's his own. I love the
Yeah.
city.
Like big enough for me is like a couple 100,000 people, and like that's like it's like still a city, but it's not like crazy over the top. Like
Yeah.
I'm in the tip of the UP now. I moved down from Houghton to Ironwood, and Duluth, Minnesota is like 2 hours away. And that's like the perfect size city for me. There's like plenty to do and there's plenty of stuff, but it's like, I don't know, 85,000 people or something. So it's really not a
Yeah.
city. But when you've come from the UP, it feels like a city.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe that. Yeah. I
How
don't
many
know.
people graduated in your high school, your senior class?
Oh, that's like I have no idea. I know it was big. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I can look it up. Could try to see. I have no idea. I know it was a big class.
What school did you go to?
Huron High School graduating.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be pretty big.
Um,
A lot of those schools are probably, I don't know.
I think it was like in the city of Ann Arbor. It was pretty. It was like maybe 25K, 15. It's Ann Arbor's because Ann Arbor's a big city.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's bigger than the UK, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, I know there's small schools downstate, like I know that, but the
Yeah.
UP, there's one school, Marquette, that has an enrollment of like a little over 1,000. And that's it. Like all the
Oh,
other
yeah.
schools, I know there's schools downstate where there's entire grades where each grade is like 1,000 kids, and the whole school is like 4,000 or 5,000 kids, but not up in the
Yeah,
UP.
it
There's
says for 2022, 2023, it says like 2,000, a little over 2,000.
yeah. Though I graduated like 80 people.
That's crazy.
And we were the smallest class in like decades. Like the freshman class was 140 kids, but like Houghton's I don't know, probably like the fourth biggest school in the UP or
80?
something like that.
That's crazy. So everyone knew everyone.
Yeah. My fiance graduated with like 30 kids in her class. Then everyone really
That's
knows everyone. Like you don't want to do
yeah,
anything like get in trouble. Everyone knows like right away.
yeah, yeah. No.
No, yeah, it's crazy. Like every athlete does like like half of the athletes do like football, basketball, and track, and like the other
Huh.
half does like football, hockey, and then baseball or something. So it's like everyone's doing 2 or 3 sports. I know like
Hmm.
some big schools, like the football teams have like 80 kids on them, or I think the
Yeah.
Houghton football team has like 30 kids on it. And like
Dang.
our track
Yeah.
team, I don't know, our guys track team when I was there probably had like 40 guys, and then there'd be like 30 or 40 girls, and we were like big for the UP.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours probably had like 100 or
Yeah.
more
My
on
team
it.
was huge. It was damn
Yeah,
huge.
completely different animal coming from small town, middle of nowhere to
Yeah.
downstate. Completely different.
Yeah.
Um, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not intensely training for track?
Um, I can't even hit the. I don't really know. My hobby is track. Like that's my.
You don't do anything else?
I mean,
Do you watch TV?
the, I watch Netflix, but
Okay.
that's just like
Some people
uh,
call that a hobby.
watching Netflix. I mean, I would say like I think my hobbies are like hanging out with friends, if anything.
Yeah.
Right now we're really like my friends that I made here. We're all into like exploring Nashville because I feel like I've been here like 6 months, but I barely have like really like scratched the surface of like the city. So like
Yeah.
trying new places to like eat food, like brunches and stuff, coffee shops. So I would say just like hanging out with friends, just chilling.
You guys got to go to a couple of Nashville Predators games, some Tennessee Titans games.
Yeah.
Those those would probably be pretty fun. Do you go to other Vandy? sports teams, like basketball games, football games, any of that?
Yeah, I definitely support like basketball, football, baseball, soccer team. I haven't been to any like lacrosse things yet. I've been to like a couple like tennis matches. So
It's all got to be
just
pretty fun.
yeah,
The football games have to be pretty big.
it's different.
No,
It's definitely it's not like have you ever been to like a Michigan football game?
I've not, but I mean, I know what you get at the big house.
What, you've never been?
Oh, I can't stand Michigan, so I probably never will.
Okay,
I
what about
maybe
like Ohio State?
don't like them either.
You're a Michigan State fan?
Nope, not as no.
So who are you rooting for?
Notre Dame, big Notre Dame fan with everything.
Uh
Go
okay,
Irish.
but
What?
I will say most definitely like the atmosphere is so different. I know like coming from Ann Arbor, it's a really big college town, like
Yeah,
Fridays, Saturdays, like people are coming in Friday and you can't even like drive like through downtown on Saturdays. And like people are still like all the people who are like partying and stuff, you see like everyone like hungover on Sundays, like going back home. But like that's like the football environment when I went to like growing up in Michigan and then going to like an Ohio State like football game.
no, yeah.
But at Vandy in Nashville, it's like it's not like that for football, like at all. So I
I
think
know,
that
I
that's
know Vandy's not
a football
great at
school.
football, but
Yeah.
I still D1 football, so I feel like it still like should attract
They
some
pop out, but
people.
I feel like it's more so like baseball and
Yeah.
like baseball hockey is really big here. Not so much like the football environment is not the same. Like the culture is just so different.
So people don't care if like Alabama comes to town or something.
No, like the Alabama fans do, or like when we play Tennessee. No, like it's sad. I'm used to seeing like yellow and blue like everywhere all throughout. But
Right.
like if we play Bama, it's just like white and red everywhere you look.
Okay, what about basketball though? Like the men's basketball team's pretty decent.
Okay, basketball is a different story, but at basketball, like
Hmm.
they'll pop out for basketball.
It's still crazy. Like I feel like if I went to a school D1 football, it'd just be fun to like
It's definitely
tailgate
it's
and
fun,
like I don't know,
but
go to the games and
it's not like it is at Michigan at all. Like
well,
I almost went home for the Michigan versus Ohio State um football game because I was like I need to go to like and I'm not really like a big football girl. I'm more like a basketball girl, but I was just like I need to see an actual like football game. Like I need the culture back.
an actual football game. Wow. I hope you're not like really good friends with any of the football players because you're just smoking them right now. Like Eesh. An actual football game. I got
Well,
to get out
like
of
actually
Vandy
like
so I can go to a real football game. None
I
of this.
need like the culture. Like I want to see like the
I
streets like flooded
yeah
with people.
yeah. So how far is the University of Tennessee?
It's 2 hours away.
So you could just drive over there and go to one of their games. They're probably a lot more intense there.
Yeah, that's just a lot of work that I just would catch a flight before I did that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we end the episode on do you have any goals next year now that you know where you're at and you know like the whole makeup, you know the name of the game with college track now, you know what to expect and you know where you're at.
Right. I would definitely say my goals for next year is to really take indoor seriously and then make it to nationals outdoor. I really want to make it to nationals in the 400 hurdles, um, and just make sure I'm the best I can be mentally and physically throughout the
Do
season.
you care about those all-time lists at Vandy? Do you want to keep working your way up those at all, or does that not really matter to
Oh
you?
yeah, I think making it to nationals is gonna get me number one on that all-time list. So that's for sure.
They're gonna come together.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah. What about do you have any goals for U20s this summer? Is there something that you want a mark you want to hit there, or are you just kind of going for the experience?
I really want to run, like, I feel like this season I broke a minute, I'm running 59, 58, 58 low. I really just want to run a 57. Like, it's definitely there. I'm putting the race together more and more, but I just feel like I really want to put it together at U20s and just run that 50. Like, I just want to run the
Yeah.
57.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good goal.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thanks for hopping on this episode of the podcast and chatting. It was a good time.
Thank you so much for having me.